Hi, I'm Gabby, and I'm going to read Sammy Spider, First Rosh Hashanah. Sammy Spider dangled from a silky strand of webbing near the big picture window in the Shapiro's living room. "Look, Mother," he said, pointing with one leg. "Here comes the mail carrier with more cards for the Shapiro. Why has she been delivering so many cards this week?" Mr. Shapiro looked lovely at Sammy. "Soon the Shapiros will celebrate Rosh Hashanah," she replied. "These cards are for the family and friends who are wishing them a Shana Tov, a happy new year." "Will we get cards too?" Sammy asked hopefully. "Silly little Sammy. Spiders don't celebrate Rosh Hashanah. Spiders spin web." "Which reminds me, our web is getting a little crowded." "When you were born, we lived in a small web. Now our web is medium-sized. But you grew so much over the summer that we need to spin a large one." Sammy wasn't paying attention. He was hanging above the shelves, watching Miss Shapiro display the new cards. They were all different sizes. Some were large, some were middle-sized, and some were small. "Aren't they beautiful, Mother?" Sammy sighed. But before Mrs. Spider could answer, Sammy scurried across the ceiling into the Shapiro's kitchen. Miss Shapiro and Josh were kneading dough and shaping it into circles. "What are they doing now?" he asked his mother. "They're making some round challah for Rosh Hashanah," she answered. "Miss Shapiro is making a large challah for their family, a middle-sized challah for the neighbors, and Josh is making a small challah for himself." "Can we make challah too?" Sammy asked. "Silly little Sammy," laughed his mother. "Spiders don't need dough. Spiders spin web." The next morning, Sammy woke up to a chopping sound in the kitchen. Mr. Shapiro was slicing apples. Big red ones, middle-sized yellow ones, and small green ones. Nearby, Josh was filling 3 bowls with honey. There was a large bowl for Miss Shapiro, a medium-sized for Mr., and a small bowl for himself. Mr. Spider came over to Sammy. "Rosh Hashanah begins tonight," she explains. "At dinner, the Shapiro will dip their apples into honey for a sweet new year." "Can we dip our apples too?" asked Sammy. "Silly little Sammy," replied Mrs. Spider. "Spiders don't dip apples. Spiders spin webs." The next morning, everyone got up and got dressed up to go to the synagogue. Mr. Shapiro put on his big gray coat. Miss Shapiro wore her middle-sized red coat, and Josh put his small blue coat. "I can't wait for the rabbi to blow the shofar," Josh explained as they left the house. "Josh and family are going to services," Miss Spider whispered to Sammy. "The rabbi will blow the shofar to welcome the new year. Can we go too?" asked Sammy. "Silly little Sammy," answered Miss Spider, shaking her head. "Spiders don't go to synagogue. Spiders spin web. Come help me spin our new, larger web." Instead, Sammy swung down to the kitchen counter and crawled towards the bowl of apples. In his excitement, he stepped into a drop spilled of honey and sudden he couldn't move. His 8 little legs were stuck. He struggled to free himself. "Help, Mother," he cried. "The honey won't let go of me." Miss Spider lowered herself onto a stand of webbing and tried to pull Sammy free. She pulled and pulled until she had to catch her breath. Sammy began to cry, and as he bent his face to wipe away the tears, a drop of honey got into his mouth. It tasted sweet. Sammy took a little swallow, then a medium-sized swallow, and soon he was taking great big swallows of honey. Before he knew it, he wasn't stuck anymore. Miss Spider soon scooped Sammy up and held him close. He still felt a little sticky. "See, Mother," he said, "spiders can have a sweet new year. All you have to do is dip me in honey." Miss Spider hugged Sammy closer. "The Shapiros can celebrate a sweet new year," she laughed. "But I'm just happy to have a sweet you near." The end.